Hello, hello, Pamela here with Passionate About Scrapbooking. Welcome to Wednesday Story and Sketch Live with Pamela. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday night so that I can have it uploaded for you today on Wednesday, September 11th at 10 a.m. Central Time. So hope all goes well and it uploads okay. Today I'm creating a fun 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page using the Nests of Winter collection. I've got pieces of the collection that I'm using today. I've got the Winterly Treetops here, the Cling stamp set with the dies. I also will be using the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. And of course, I've got the beautiful Nests of Winter DSP 12 by 12 paper that I've already pre-cut everything. I have a pretty good idea of how this is going to go and just following along with that Nests of Winter for the week. So I created a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout on Monday, had some technical issues there, but did get that video uploaded. And then today's the 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page. And then you'll have to join me Friday for Feel Good Friday when I create some fun fold cards using the fun set. All right, so let me share with you real quick what we're using. Here's the Nest Winter Sweet Collection. So all of these products right here, I'm using the majority of them actually, so I guess I am using the whole Sweet collection. I probably will bring in some of this linen thread as well, and I do plan on using the dies along with the stamp. And I'm going to use the embossing folder. So we'll do the paper along with the gems as well. So it's a beautiful collection featured on page 30 and 31 of the September-December 2024 mini catalog. So this is a must-have, especially if you love nature and birds. Is fabulous for card making, but I'm having fun with scrapbooking. So let's get right into it. I've got my little tray here full of goodies that I'm going to be using. So I'll share those as I get through this. So it's like 6 o'clock Tuesday night as I'm recording this, and my husband is on his way, so he'll probably walk in here pretty soon. And I'm just going to have to kind of piece this together tonight between him coming home, cooking dinner, and the debate is tonight as well. So, and I'm going to have to fix my lights here, my windows here in a minute as well. So I'm going to emboss this piece right here with the Birchwood 3D embossing folder. So I'm going to move this stuff out of the way for the moment and pull in my cut and emboss machine. So let's get that done. I love these new embossing folders. This is a 3D embossing folder, so it's going to give us a really beautiful texture, and they're very large. This is about a 6 by 8.5 inch piece, and so I cut my paper, I think just so it would fit in there just right, and it's gonna work wonderful with my 8.5 by 11 scrapbook page. All right, so I need plate number 1, so let's get that out. I can lay down my embossing folder on there, and then I need plate number 4 as well. Get that on top, and we'll just get this run through. Looks like I got a kitty scratch on my hand. He's been kind of wild and crazy lately. Pumpkin has been. All right, so let me show you what this does. This beautiful design, if I can get it off of here. There we go. Look how detailed that is. So that is using the white willow cardstock. So I'm going to put this aside. I'm going to have to bring it back in when I do my stamping and coloring. But we're going to go ahead and build our page. And then we can do all the fun stuff. So I want to take, I think I have my crumb cake ink pad in here. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to run it down real lightly. Go lightly to get some ink on there. I'm going to flip it around and get this other end as well. All right, so look at what that does. How pretty is that? All right, I'm going to have to clean up my Versamat. So the Versamat is, of course, a close to my heart product. And just love it. So I'm still using them. I don't know how I use scrapbook without them. So I love my glass mat from Stampin Up, but scrapbooking my pages move around too much. All right, so I have a piece of 8.5 by 11 early espresso, and I'm going to tack it down using some temporary glue dots. I think there we go. Just going to put one in opposite corners, and a little bit. That'll dry in a minute, I think. So I'm going to cinch it on my Versamat. And then this piece is going to go up here. Then we're going to have some other pieces layered. So this piece right here I cut at 5 3/4 by 8. So get that layer on here in just 1 second. And this one is 8 by 4 1/4. Trying to decide. I think I'm going to. I'm just going to use this crumb cake, I think, and I'm going to go along the edges here and just do a little bit more distressing on those pieces. Just along the edge, and that way it'll be distressed and go along with this piece better. So I'm going to need to do that with this piece. This is the back side of the pattern paper. I think it's a Mossy Meadow. I got a lot of ink on there. Goodness, this is a juicy ink pad. So be careful. I can see the ink setting up on there. So I'll have to set that aside to make sure it dries good. One thing about Stampin' Up's ink pads, they are nice and juicy. Don't have to worry about them drying out too quickly. All right, I'm going to set that aside because that ink needs to dry there. So I can go ahead and start to build this up. I'm using an off-brand adhesive right now because I'm out of my Stampin' Seal. We should have about 1/4 inch border all the way around. I'll go ahead and put this down as well. So I love that this embossing folder is so large and that I can use it for scrapbooking. This would make a beautiful mat if you put a 4 by 6 photo on here. Cut it like 5 1/4, 5 by 7 or something. Oh, it'd be really, really pretty. I see that happening in the near future. All right, and then I'm going to go ahead and layer this piece as well. I'm going to turn it this way since that was a little heavy down here. I like it down like that. All right, I really like the distressing, how that's coming together. All right, so I will get this together here in a few minutes. I don't think I'm ready to put it on yet. So let me tell you about the story. So this is my Uncle James. This is my brother Jay. James is 10 years older than I am, and he is like a brother to me. So he came to live with us. This is my mom's brother. They were like 12 years apart. So when I was 2, my mom would have been about 22, 23 years old, maybe 24. And James came to live with us because they had to put their mom into the state hospital. So she was diagnosed with schizophrenia way back then. And so James grew up with me till about, well, from the time I was 2, he was about 12, until he lived with us till he was like 24 years old. So, and then in between there, about 1977, my brother came along. So, yeah, he was like a brother to us because he lived with us. Back in I shared some things that I loved, or just some memories that I had of my Uncle James, some of the favorite ones, since I was born in 70, he was born in 60. So he was like 17 when I was 7, babysitting us. And so I love 70s music because he babysat us. I hung out with him a lot. And I remember he had Dr. J, the basketball player, posters and stuff up in his room. He loved riding skateboards, and I have a whole other story about that I'll have to share sometime. And then back in December of 2014, this was the last photo that we took together on Christmas Eve, because less than a month later, my uncle passed away from cardiac arrest in his home. So anyhow, I let the dog in. Jeff's probably about to walk through the door. So I just wanted to document this one photo that I had of my Uncle James with my brother and I on Christmas Eve, last time that we actually saw him and spent time with him before he passed away. So that's what my 8.5 by 11 pages are primarily about. They're about specific memories or a specific photo. I want to share a memory or memories of something, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be specific to the photo. So that's the whole idea of my story and sketch. I have here a flip flap. These were Close My Heart flip flaps. Stampin' Up will be carrying them. I don't think they have 3x4 at the moment, but the plan is to bring them over from Close My Heart. So I'm going to layer this 3x4 photo onto a 3¼ by 4¼ piece of real red. So there's a little bit of real red in the pattern paper. I'm just showing a little bit of it. And then I can take this piece. I'm going to need to put it like upside down on the opposite side. Not even sure what trim is down to. I can put this into my flap. And you know what? I think I messed up already. Actually, I'm going to do this. Hold, please. All right. This is a 3x4, so it's got to go inside here. So this is going to be down. I can put this in here. I'm going to put it, no, I can't. Give me 1 second, please. All right, I think I got it figured out. I'm going to put this piece layered onto here. Because it's a 3¼ by 4¼ so it's not going to fit in the 3x4. But once I figure out where I'm going to put this on, so this I need to put this behind here. It's a little bit smaller, but I think I'm just going to leave it like that. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to center it just like that. Okay, there we go. Got it figured out, I think. So now I can tuck this in here. I didn't think that through very well. Okay, and then once I figure out where I want to attach it, I'll show you how this works, and it'll be like a flip, and you'll still have that red border around there. And my throat is so scratchy right now. All right, so I've got some scrap pieces here. I'm going to move this over for a minute. All right, so next up, let's stamp and color our images. I'm going to use this image of the two birds so that I can color them how I want to. Now, this was my very first attempt at clean stamps. I don't know if this one's going to be big enough. And I didn't do that great a job on getting the label on there. Oh, goodness. Little pumpkin over there is, I probably should go and feed him so he'll be quiet. He went outside for a little bit. All right, since it's a little bit bigger than the ink pad, I'm going to ink it up this way. And just stamp it on here. I don't have to worry about lining it up or anything. I'm on my silicone mat. There we go. I re-inked it and it looks fabulous. Let's see, are there any other stamps that I was kind of thinking I would go ahead and do that too. All right. The pumpkin is gonna go crazy. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but he's meowing and jumping all over. He's gonna be up here. Oh, I better. I may have to go throw him outside. Here he comes. Hey. Hey, you little psycho. Okay. Give him a minute. Oh, he's a character for sure. Okay, so there we've got that. I think I can use this same block. And get the little swag. Is that what they call this? Y'all can't answer me. You can answer me, so comment and like. Even though you're watching a recording, I would definitely appreciate it. So sorry for he's jumping off things and messing things up. He's gonna have to go outside if he doesn't straighten up. All right, so got that cleaned up. These clean up so much better and easier than the polymer stamps do. Just try to make room over here to get the stamps back on the carrier sheet. Then, so I can cut both of those out. I have dies for that and for this. And then there's some other pieces. I'm not sure that I may cut a few of these. We'll look at that here in a few. So let's get our coloring done. I've grabbed a mixture, pretty good selection of Stampin' blends here to color with. And I have a sample I'm going to kind of go by. I may have to bring in like some grays. Let me see what I've got here. I think this is actually basic black, so we'll kind of play around. There's dark and light. Let me look what the Right, looks like that might work. Okay, but I'll do that last, I think. So I've got a picture of here. I'm going to show you this card that I'm kind of basing off my coloring with. So I'm going to attempt to do something similar to this. Okay, so we'll just lay that there so we can see. So we'll start with light red. Red. And I'm going to color this one. I'm going to do this one down here. So this will be the male, because from my understanding, the males are the red ones. The females have a little bit of red in them, but they're more kind of beige, I guess. So I'm just going to fill this all in with the real red first. And then we'll come in with some darker color and maybe a little bit of black around the face, I think. All right, so then we can take this and like it's really, really red. I'm gonna put the dark where one of the black lines are, maybe right along the edge. Might come in and remove a little bit of the color using the color lifter marker. Okay, so let's leave that for now. Already kind of looks like it's not as dark in the center anyway. Oh my goodness. All right, I let Pumpkin outside. Okay, so this is the light. I'm gonna go, I think, and just kind of do, it's around the, I'm not gonna be able to see the eyes. But I think that's gonna work. It kind of looks like that. And they're showing the beak to be red as well on there, I think. I'm gonna kind of look and see. Yeah. So I'm just gonna do a red beak. And maybe let's lift up just a little color right in here. I'm just going to, I may have to work on blending, coming back a little bit. But we'll let that dry and see what that looks like. All right, so this is gonna be the female, and I'm gonna need to have a little bit of pumpkin pie. I gotta find where my pumpkin pie are. There we go. And we can do her beak. Again, I'm just kind of following along with this. So let's color her in with ivory. Oh, I like this. Okay. And then, don't know if I want to do, I'll do some lines just over the, this is the bronze. Everybody's home now, so okay, now I need to bring in a little bit of, I'm going to bring in a little bit of the light just right underneath, like maybe right around the eyes and underneath here a little bit. Kind of maybe like a triangle right there. And let's bring in some light, real red, and add a little bit, just like it's a couple of feathers here, and really seeing much of it. Maybe a little bit more red. All right, I think that may be about all I do. Maybe I'll do a little bit more of that bronze. All right, and then I'm going to go over, I think, a little bit more with that ivory, just to kind of blend a little bit of that bronze. And even the red, you can go over top of it a little bit too. Okay. So let me show you what it kind of looks like. All right, let's see if we can finish this up. I'm going to use the bronze. I think this is what this one is. Just color in branches. I'm just using the bullet point to go along there. And we will color in using more of the, I think I'll do the, I'm going to do the dark real red. I'm going to color in here, and we're going to use that color lifter in those little areas right up in there. I think that was a technique that they showed at our creativity now, that was back in June, I believe. So as a demonstrator, we were able to buy this suite that I'm using today early, all the way back in May. And they sent us the suite, and one Saturday in June, we created a bunch of these cards, different cards, and I'll show the rest of them on Friday, Feel Good Friday. But they taught us all these cool techniques. I don't know if you can see how we colored this with markers, the light, what is this called? Shaded spruce, and then use the dark one to add some shading to it. So pretty neat. So I'm just going to take and do a couple of little areas on each one of these, and I'm just going to lighten up that area, lift up some of the color. This is called a color lifter, and Pumpkin's coming to visit. Are you just going to lay down right in the middle of all this? And let's see, because I think I'll have that going out right here. And I can't really put this up over that, so I'm probably not going to bother with that. So this is done. I did some of the color lifting there in the center just to give a little bit of shading. I'm going to go with the brush tip a little more. I think I'm going to go over it, and it'll blend it a little bit more. So still lighter and gives a little blended effect. Okay, so I'm going to move all of these out of the way. And we're going to cut that out. So let me find, I've got some Post-it tape here. That'll help hold my die in place. So you just want to get that lined up. I'm going to look at all areas around. I want to go down a little bit. I think that's going to cut pretty well. I want to be careful and not get it right on that colored area too much, but that should keep it in place. And I'll bring in the cut and emboss machine again. All right, so let's see, we're cutting this time. So we need the plate 1. Then we've got plate number 2, plate 3. Then I'll lay this on here. And then another plate 3. And then that should cut that out perfectly. Gently take that off. There we go. And I think I'm going to want to bring this back in. Let me get that centered. Get everything kind of put back where it belongs, so it should go. All right. I'm going to do this thinking of you always in here as well. And I'm trying to decide, in my journaling, I share about there's a saying, I love the saying, when cardinals appear, angels are near. And the beautiful cardinals that frequent our garden just outside my scrapbook studio. So I did notice that I think I put the wrong ones, so I need to take this off. So I'll figure that out real quick and be right back with you. All right, so I've gotten that fixed. So let's put this together. I'm just going to line this up so that I have the red all the way around. I'm going to put some adhesive right there on the top of that. Let me make sure I've got it lined up good again. Okay, so when I think I've got the right amount all the way around, I'm going to press that down, and then I can peel off that backing, and this is super sticky. So once you're ready to, let's see here. 1 second, I'm gonna fix my camera just a little bit. Whoops. I think a little kitty kind of messed things up a bit. All right, so I want this to come out over here, probably right about like that. Okay, so I'm going to press that down. Now I'm feeling like I'm gonna have to have some type of a title. So I am gonna do this, I think, coming out right here. I'm gonna go ahead and just glue that straight down to the page. Just put some adhesive in several places. And I like that coming out right there, going along that little border. So again, that saying has to do with when cardinals appear, angels are near. Now I don't want to, I have maybe something like angels are near. I'm trying to think if I want, I could do angels big. Angels are near. I think I'll do that. I'll do angels using the, let's see, I gotta find my die machine or my die cuts. So there they are. So I'm gonna do that. I think that'll be the easiest thing to do right now. So I'm gonna cut out angels. So I'll do when angels are near. I'll do angels and then I'll print out when are near, like on my computer. Angels. And that'll fill this area up right here since I've already got my journaling under here. So E, L, and S. Angels. Okay. So I'll be back. I'm going to cut some of those out and we'll get the title print. All right, so let's finish this up. I cut my title and I figured I would do when cardinals appear. But first, I'm going to ink the edges. I think I'll just do it this way. Have to remember that crumb cake ink pad is like super juicy. There we go. That's going to help it jump off the page. I'm just putting a little ink all around the edges. Like that. And again, that's with crumb cake ink. And go ahead and put this one down. Put it just up here in the corner. And then let's do our word angels. Figure out where we want the words to lay. Right in that general area. All right, so we can put a few dots of glue here and there, and we'll start right about here. We'll just have to hold that down for a second so it adheres to the paper. And move that over a little bit. I'm just going to try to line up at the bottom right here. Okay. So does anybody have cardinals in their yard? Do you see them in the mornings? I see them throughout the day, right outside my window here. At one point, I think we had like a pair, 2 pairs of them. The female and the males. They always bring a smile to my face. And they make me think of my Uncle James, my dad, grandma, those loved ones that have passed away, passed on. All right, so while you're watching this, if you're watching, I normally go live on Wednesdays at 10 a.m. I should just be getting back to my hometown with my daughter. so she can get her haircut. She's been getting her haircut mostly by the same, our same hairstylist. So she was a little bitty girl and she just turned 17. So Katie is our hairstylist. I did have one here for a while, and then it just got too expensive. So I'm actually letting my hair go gray. I still need a haircut too, but Katie couldn't get me in at the same time. So I'll have to make another trip later to get my hair cut. Another, probably 1 or 2 more cuts, and I'll be all gray. Getting close. So let's see if I want it there. Probably down here though. Yeah, I think I'll put it right there. When cardinals appear, angels are near. Okay, I like that. And I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up, except for a few gems here. These are the earth tone shimmer gems. I would say do green, but I think I'm going to go for maybe these more neutral ones. I'm going to guess these are probably French vanilla. Not French vanilla. Very vanilla. That's Stampin' Up's colors. Very vanilla. So just a couple around the title. And then I think I'll do some down. Maybe I'll do three. And like right in here. All right. I think I'm going to call it done. Keep it simple. I had fun coloring. I really love the stamping blends. So let me bring in the colors that I used again, just so y'all can kind of see what we did. That was coloring in female, and then I used the real red to color in the male. I did use a little bit of pumpkin pie and that light basic black for around the face there. And I think that was it. Yeah, I didn't have to use any grins or anything. So anyway, there we have my story and sketch 8.5 by 11 using the Nest of Winter Sweet collection. So I used all products in that collection, which included the stamp and the dies, along with the 3D embossing folder. Love that background, how that turned out. So there's that. I've got I didn't use any of the twine, but I don't know that I need to. I think I've used a little bit of this. I think this is garden green. I could put some like right there to do a bow maybe. I would just add a little something extra. What I really like to do, I really like it when it's doubled. So I am going to add, I think, one more little something to it so that I've used everything in that suite. Of course, the paper. So let's just do a bow. I think after I'm done here, I'm going to soak my nails and get my nails off, because I'm not going to have time to go back by and get them done anytime soon. So they're just too long now and grown out. So sorry y'all had to see that. Maybe just tucked up right under here somewhere. I think that'll be cute. Okay, so I'm gonna cut it about right there. So I used two of the different greens. This was like the garden green, and then we've got spruced something. I don't remember the name of that one. That one I'm having a hard time with. What is it? Shaded spruce. All right, we'll grab a glue dot. And I think that's where I'll put it, is right down here. Okay, now we're done. So we ended up using all the products inside the Nests of Winter collection. All right, thanks for joining me today. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe. Subscribe on YouTube, follow on Facebook and Instagram. I love those hearts, so be sure to put a heart, leave a comment, let me know how you like this page. Do you have any stories you would share about your passed on loved ones? I'd love to hear about that too. It's a great way to commemorate and memorialize those that we love. So thanks again. Y'all have a great Wednesday, and I'll see y'all Friday for Feel Good Friday, where I'll be using the same collection to create some fun fold cards. And then I'll share some of my other projects with you, everything I've created this week, plus from the Creativity Now as well. So see you on Friday. Bye.